Welcome to Everyone Strings, where we want to build community through creativity. My name is Ali Soltani, and I'm so excited for you to begin your journey with the violin. You're setting out on a new endeavor, and I'm here to help you along the way. In this video, we're going to be discussing our approach and how you can make the most of your resources. Stick around to find out more. In this course, we're going to cover the first section of Suzuki Violin Book 1 and much more with our very unique Everyone Strings approach. We'll start with the basics, like what are the parts of the violin? And by the end, you'll be playing beautiful music in a way you never dreamed was possible. This course is designed to be fully comprehensive and can be used as a standalone educational tool or as a supplement for an orchestra or private lessons by students of any age or ability. Everyone is welcome at Everyone Strings. If you're using it as a supplement, don't be afraid to skip around and utilize the tools that you need most. Not everything will be necessary to cover. If you're using this as a sole educational tool, be sure to watch everything through at least once. And definitely don't be afraid to go back and review chapters and sections. If you have any questions or comments along the way, be sure to leave those in the comments sections to the videos. They'll not only help us communicate, but it could help another student along their journey. Let's talk a little bit about the Suzuki approach, a traditional approach, and our Everyone Strings method so that you can get the most out of these materials. The Suzuki method was developed by Mr. Shinichi Suzuki and is often referred to as the mother tongue approach. Developed in Japan, its popularity in America began in the 1950s. There are many variations or alterations to this approach depending on a teacher's personal preferences, but in general, it mimics the way we learn language growing up. This approach emphasizes listening and then mimicking what you have heard. It works best for children, but there are elements of it that can be utilized by all ages. With a traditional Suzuki approach, often a parent learns to play the violin first. The parent then plays at home around their child as well as playing recordings for their child. When the child is old enough and begins to show interest, the parent then begins lessons at home with the child until they have the basics down. At this point, the child begins lessons of their own. Just as children learn the beginnings of language from observing a parent at home, so do they learn music. They learn how to listen first, then how to mimic, and eventually through lessons, how to read until they are independently playing and practicing on their own. This method is known to develop a very strong ear and great memorization, but it does require dedication from a parent. Although it does require a lot of extra time from a parent, the unique bond of sharing and playing music together is immeasurable and can't be matched. If you're interested in learning more about the Suzuki approach, I'll include links to books in the description to this video. A more traditional approach would have a student begin lessons on their own. From an early stage, the student learns to read music. In this way, they are more self-sufficient and independent, often only needing guidance on the material in lessons and the occasional assistance at home. This method is more difficult for younger students as reading can be a challenge, and the responsibility of doing that along with coordinating playing can be difficult. Older and more experienced students can usually manage this method without much trouble. Nowadays, I find a hybrid of the two approaches works best. Modern day life moves fast and demands our attention and time in a lot of different places and a lot of different ways, making it difficult to carve out time every day for violin. Music is so vital to developing an appreciation of the arts and can be a wonderful blessing and stress relief. It can also teach many other life skills like grit, problem solving, discipline, and patience. We don't want to just forget about music altogether, so that's where a hybrid approach can make things more manageable for students of all ages and abilities. Through decades of study, research, and practice, I have developed my teaching methods to suit all ages and abilities. The method pulls from both traditional and Suzuki approaches and is based in a three-step learning process of listen, sing, and play. We'll be discussing these steps in greater detail in a later video. What I usually recommend for my students is to begin with listening every day. Even if it's just to the music you are practicing, start by listening. There will be listening videos in our lessons, but I've also included YouTube links to the playlist of the Suzuki music in the description to this video so that you can take it on the go and listen anytime, anywhere. We'll learn note reading through singing and playing. allowing you as the student to focus more on your playing when it comes time. For children, I don't expect parents to learn along with them, but I do encourage you to do as much as you can. Even just sitting in on lessons and observing what they are learning can be a huge help. That way, you can be the at-home assistant when they need it. Guide them through these videos and assist them when you can. Help them build a routine that involves music in their lives so that they too can learn and grow from the experience. With that being said, I'm glad you're here. I'm excited to begin this journey together. Reach out when you have questions or comments. Enough of the intro stuff, let's get to it. Our next video is about the violin itself. I'll see you there.